lesson is sending the 12. It's the first mission trip that Jesus sending his disciples out on their first missionary trip. And but before we get into that, I want to recap a little bit, and I want to kind of, as Richard calls it, set a foundation. You know, God is never going to send you. God, we serve a God that sends. He sends a lot of people. He sent Moses to go for his children. He sent the prophets of old to go tell the nations, go tell the people, go. He sends people. He sent his only son down on the cross for us. So he sends us. You know, my daddy used to say, God never saved nobody to come and sit on a pew. He said he called you for a work and a job to do. And when he calls you and gives you a job, he'll qualify you. He don't call people that's already qualified. But when he calls you, he qualifies you to do that job. You know, the book of in Hebrews said, he'll make you perfect in every good work to do his will, working in that which is well pleasing in the sight, through Jesus Christ, to whom be all the glory forever and ever. Amen. So he said, when he calls you, he will make you perfect in that work, in his will, for not your glory, not my glory, but for his glory. So last week we tried to teach the lesson about the sower and the parable. Jesus said with in a great multitude with his disciples, and he taught this multitude of people a parable about a sower. And if you'll recall back, we talked about two key points I want you to remember. That this seed, no man has ever made a seed. Not even the tiniest seed, no man has ever made a seed, Jakey. They could grow anything. Oh, they have what they call modified it, genetically modified it, did this and did that to make a healthier or a different variety or something of that seed, but they didn't make the seed. God himself made all the seed, made everything. So we determined it wasn't man's seed, it's God's seed. We also determined that we don't get to choose where we sow it. Jesus said that some went here, some went there, some fell by the wayside, some fell on stony ground. You remember what we taught. You know, and I said if we knew where the good ground was, that's Richard, where we spend all our time. Right. We wouldn't waste time, or we wouldn't go and sow knowing that seed would not accomplish nothing. But God said it's not his will that any should perish. Right. Amen. That all would come to repentance. He wanted everybody. He told his disciples when he left, he said, go to every nation, every tongue, everybody, and I want you to sow this seed and tell them the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. So Jesus said at that setting, and he said this parable about the sower. And he told them that people would reject it, some people would take it, some people. We studied that last week. Well, there was a lot of things happened between then and now. Jesus knows, as Richard preached the message one time, not only what's over that hill, but over the next hill, and the next hill, Jinky, and he will prepare you.
Yeah, he's setting it up.
He will prepare you for every situation that you come to your life. We don't know what holds tomorrow, as Jenna just said, but I know who holds tomorrow. Jesus knows. So, all Jesus' earthly ministry, he knew that he had to prepare these men, because he was not always going to be with them. And it was going to be up to them to go forth and to bring this message of the kingdom of heaven. It was up to them to go forth and tell the world there's hope. To tell the world there's good news. You know, he sent in 12, as we studied this morning, then we'll go on, he'll send 72, and now there's millions. John said he's seen a number that no man could number. Now there's millions. He's wanting us to go forth and spread this message of good news this morning. And he will prepare us and give us what we need.
Sure.
To do the job. He told us, don't expect everybody to receive it, but you keep on giving it. So after this, he said, and his great multitude kept pressing. Everywhere Jesus went, there was a great multitude pressing and pressing. So he got into a boat, and the Bible records that he told his disciples, he said, let's go across to the other side of the lake. Luke records it as a lake, but it was actually a sea of Galilee. So he went across the lake, and familiar scriptures, this is when Jesus went asleep, fell asleep, and a great wave, great storm come, Richard. And the Bible records that this winds and waves and storm, Jinky, was filling a boat full of water. And these disciples and these men got afraid, and they thought, we're going to perish. We're all going to die here. So they went and woke Jesus up, said, Master, we perish. We're sinking. What? The boat's taking on water. And Jesus, we know the story that Jesus stood in the midst of the storm, and he said, peace, be still. And the waves and the wind and the storm automatically ceased, and there was calm. And we know that the Bible records that these disciples said, wow, what manner of man is this that even the winds and the waves will obey his voice? So they went on. They seen this great miracle. Jesus had control. Jesus showed them he had control over the natural forces. So they went on and they went across to the other side. And the first thing they did is, James, they hit a wild man. Here come a wild man. The man's name was Legion. And they said, here's what he did. That he was possessed with a demon. Richard, the Bible records that no man could bind him. They tried to hold him down. They tried to chain and feather him, and he'd break the chains. And the Bible records that he ran naked through the cemetery, through the tombs. Wow.
No peace.
Nobody could handle him. Nobody wanted to be around him. Nobody wanted to associate with him.
Torment.
He was a lost cause. But Jesus.
But
when he seen Jesus, listen to what he said. The Bible said in 8th chapter, verse 28, said, when he saw Jesus, he cried out. And he fell down before him, and with a loud voice he said, what have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God, Most High? He knew exactly who he was, Jinky. I like what he said. He didn't call him master. He didn't call him rabbi. He didn't call him just Jesus. But he said, Jesus, the Son of God, Most High. He knew exactly who he was.
Ronnie, can't you imagine, real quick, I hate to jump in
You go right
here.
ahead, brother.
Can't you imagine that would have been enough to turn the people's hearts?
Yeah.
Because can't you imagine, James, that folks said, that guy's crazy. He don't know nothing. But all of a sudden, once when Jesus showed up, man, his eyes lit up, and he said, Jesus!
Amen.
Man!
He knew exactly who he was. I like it, Richard, because all these people around all the people, the multitude, and we'll get into that, they all had their opinion who Jesus was. Some said he was Elisha, some said he was John the Baptist, some said he was a prophet of old, some people called him master. And I want you to understand something this morning. Because they called him master, they wouldn't recognize him for his authority. Those days, if a man was educated in the scrolls and the scriptures, if he was highly educated, he was a master of the word.
Uh-huh.
They wasn't recognizing him as the Son of God. They was recognizing him as one who knew the scriptures. This man full of demons, knew exactly who he was.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus said,
Voice like no
he also went on to say, I beseech thee, torment me not.
Uh-huh.
He knew where he's headed.
Yeah.
He knew exactly where he was headed. He said, Jesus, don't torment me.
Oh,
Don't send me to
torment
that
me.
place yet.
Been
I
through
don't
enough.
want to go. Jesus said, what's your name? My name's Legion. Well, I've got many
Oh my.
demons inside me. So we know the scripture, and I'm trying to hurry. We know the scripture said that Jesus, there was swine on the hillside. And Jesus commanded all those demons to go into those hogs. And they run down that steep mountain right into the ocean and drown. And when all the people came out, they found this man that nobody wanted to have anything to do with. They found this man that they thought was too far gone. They found this man that couldn't be held by chains, sitting at Jesus' feet, clothed in his right mind, worshiping God. So what happened? They was tickled to death. No. You would think, one would think,
Ought to be.
one would think if I had somebody like that in my community, that I'd be tickled to death if somebody got to straighten him out.
Well, yeah. He dangerous.
No. Jiggy, they was afraid of Jesus. What the Bible said. They was afraid of Jesus and they asked Jesus, you need to leave. So Jesus got back in the boat and they came back to the other side. When they got back, all those people were still there, waiting on him. And the Bible records that this multitude thronged, pushed, gathered around him, almost smothered him out. And they said that there was one, a ruler over a synagogue, named Jairus. He said, Master, my daughter, 12 years old, she lay dying. I need you to come. So Jesus said, all right. So Jesus started to the house. And as he traveled to the house, the multitude kept pressing them all. Everybody wanted to be around Jesus. Everybody wanted to be here. Everybody, not a lot. A lot of them just wanted to be around him to get what they could get out of it. There's a many that got healed from Jesus that turned and never looked back. The Bible records. But all these people get pressing and pressing around him. And the Bible records that this is where we find the story, Jiggy, of the woman who pressed through the crowd. She had an issue of blood. For 12 years she went and seen every doctor. She went to every hospital, every doctor, everybody she could think of. As the Bible records that she spent all her living. She spent everything she had trying to get well. You would too. You would too. I would. No matter if I'm sick and I'm dying, I'll do everything I can.
Yes.
That house don't mean nothing. Them
Sell it.
cars don't mean nothing.
Sell it.
Everything I have, I'll sell it. I'll do whatever
Yeah,
I
to
have
get better.
to go to a
Come
doctor
on, Ronnie.
to get what I need. She's trying it on. She touched Jesus. Huh. Oh, touching Jesus, all matters, ain't it, Josh? There's one thing you gotta do when you touch him.
Gotta believe.
You gotta believe when you call on his name. So she touched Jesus, the hem of his garment. And as soon as she touched him, the Bible said Jesus knew it. Jesus said, "Who touched me?" Peter said, "Lord, you gonna ask all these people surrounding you, all these people is pressing to you, you're asking us who touched you? Oh, but this is a special touch. A lot of people touch
Somebody
Jesus.
get it.
A lot of people get around Jesus. A lot of people come touch Jesus. It don't do them no good.
No, it don't mean it.
They ain't really wanting it.
Yeah.
It's convenient. They just need one it for a second. She really wanted it. She was really searching for it. She really needed it.
Yeah.
He said, I felt the virtue go out of me.
Oh, yeah.
I felt the spirit.
Somebody
go
touched
in.
me down deep.
I felt it. Somebody got the Holy Ghost put on it.
Uh-huh.
Looked around and all denied it. Asked, no, nobody, no, wasn't me, no. Said when the woman said she couldn't hide herself no more, she said, confessed it.
He knew.
He already knew, yeah, he knew.
He knows this morning, don't he?
He knows this morning. He knows right now who he's speaking to. He knows right now who needs a touch. He knows right now somebody needs a life change. So she said, it's me, Lord. He said, daughter, go. So when all this was taking place, I don't know what span of time it was. I don't know how long it took, but the Bible records that Jairus sent one of his servants out of the church house, said, go tell him, Lord, my daughter's done died. Don't even bother coming. Too late. So the Bible records that Jesus told the servant, he said, she is not dead,
Who?
she's only sleeping. So Jesus went on. When he got to the house,
Laughed at him.
he only allowed Peter, James, and John to go in the house with him. When he got to the house, they went in with the man, Peter, James, and John, Jesus. When he got in the house, oh, Jiggy, they said there's a ruckus going on. Boys are crying, weeping, wailing, crying their eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus told them, weep not. He said, only believe. She'll live, she'll rise again. The Bible says that they laughed him to scorn. They just laughed, and laughed. Jesus put them all out of the house. Put them all out. The Bible records that he went into the little girl and he took her by the hand.
Damn.
And he said, arise, maid. And immediately the spirit went back in her. She rose. He commanded them to give her meat to eat. And they was all astonished. The parents, all the way in the house, they was all astonished. So these disciples, they seen all this. They seen him power over nature. They seen him have power over demons. They seen him have power over any sickness. When all hope was gone, they seen him raise one from the dead. They watched, they was present, they seen it all, Jinky. He said, okay, boys, now I'm gonna send you. But I ain't gonna send you by yourself. I'm not gonna send you in your might, your power. I'm gonna send you in my name, in my power, in my might. He said, I don't want you to take no extra clothes. I don't want you to take no food. Don't want you to take nothing for your journey. You just go in my name. Well, if I'm sitting there and he's telling me, and I'm thinking, well, he's already made the way. He's already got it set up. I'm gonna be took care of. Then he said, now wait a minute, now boys. Remember what I told you about sowing the seed. If somebody rejects it, what do you mean? Wait a minute. Yeah, when you go to a town, you ain't got nothing, and they don't want it. He said, you leave and shake the dust off your feet as a sign to me. Now he was sending them to the Jewish communities, because he said to the Jews first. Now there's an important reason for that. The Jewish people had a custom. When they would travel to a foreign land, when they would get back to the border, they'd shake all the dust off of them for a sign. They're unclean. Don't want nothing to defile me. Jesus said, you do it to them, they don't accept this gospel. And he said, whatever house accepts you, you stay there. You stay there till your job is done and you leave. Don't be looking for a better ride. Don't be looking for it. Well, they're saying, I'm staying here eating beans and taters. I think I can go up here and eat steak tomorrow. No, he said, whatever house accepts you, you stay there. Folks, I'm going to close here. I want to get one more point. I don't want to keep going on.